Good morning, everybody. It's Friday morning, the 16th pre-market. I'm recording this before my first meeting of the day for my day job. Um, so this is video number 8. We're halfway or roughly halfway through month number 2 of this experiment. Again, this is not financial advice. As you will see, I'll be lamenting the mistakes that I made this week and last week that have put me in a position where I did not lose money, but I lost the potential to make a lot more money. And that is often the case that I find with options trading. I think in all of my trades that I've done selling options, there's only a couple times where I actually lost money. But there are several times, and this will be probably the most painful example, where I could have made substantially more money, where I gave away massive amount of upside by selling a covered call at too low of a strike price. And so let's get into this. Again, not financial advice. I appreciate you watching. If you remember from my videos last week, I sold a call at my cost basis when the stock was pretty, almost $70 below where it is right now. So we've seen a massive move in Coinbase stock. Again, my objective of this experiment is to demonstrate that I could beat the CONY fund managers using the wheel strategy. And as of last week or last month, I did that. I did that pretty handily last month. I did that both on distribution amount based on a fixed amount of capital, meaning if you would have bought CONY with that capital instead of dedicating it to the wheel strategy, I beat them pretty handily. And I beat them on total return because they had a much larger unrealized loss on the share price than I did. But here we are today. CONY's price, and this is not the pre-market price this morning, this is the closing price yesterday, is 23.05. So that's just a little bit below. If we look, the experiment started last month. They were at 23.46, but I think they're going to jump past that. And Coinbase price is at 165, although pre-market I saw a price of 192 this morning. So let's kind of see where we are. So I sold this call way too early, sold it 11% out of the money. I sold it for expiration today. And then later in the week, I also sold a put. This is actually not a bad trade given how dramatically that this price has gone up. Unless something incredibly crazy happens today, this will expire out of the money. So what's going to happen today? Well, tonight after close, I'll get an email from my broker telling me that my shares were assigned. I'll get paid back my $13,500, and someone else, I don't know who you are, will somebody somewhere in the ether will have my 100 shares that they paid 13,500 for, and they'll be worth, you know, 19,000 and change if the pre-market price holds up today. So again, I didn't lose money, right? I mean, if we look back last month, it looked like based on me getting assigned these shares at 135 and the stock being down in the one, as low as 117 at one point. Actually, I think it went even lower than that. It looked like I was going to lose money, right? But that was a unrealized loss. It was an unrealized loss because I had not sold the stock. If I would have sold the stock, I would have lost money, but I didn't. I held on to it. But my big mistake was selling this call way too low. Now, honestly, even if I would have sold it at a higher strike price, and taken a lower premium, I would have sold it at like 140 or one, because anything, like I don't know, I could go back and look, but the 165 or the one, now the 190 strikes for expiration today, last week on the 7th would have been, I mean, the premium I would have collected would have been almost nothing. Now I would have captured all of that profit, but forecasting that the stock was going to move that quickly, that far, that quickly is not something I have the time to do given my day job. So, what kind of happened? Well, there was two things. Number one, the Coinbase price, or I'm sorry, the Bitcoin price really moved up. So we had last month, as everybody knows, the new Bitcoin ETFs were approved, and there was a little bit of buy the rumor, sell the news kind of situation where once those were approved, Bitcoin price sold off pretty massively. It went from probably like 49 down to 41 or 42. Coinbase stock took a huge dive from in the 160s down into the 115, 116 range. Um, and then the Bitcoin price started to recover. So Bitcoin, at least as of last night when I was looking, was over $52,000. So it's recovered. Coinbase had incredible earnings yesterday, last night. So maybe there was a little bit of leakage on that because the stock ran up quite a bit before the earnings announcement in the last week. Obviously, I wasn't privy to that because I never would have sold a call at 135. Oh man. So anyways, somebody knew something, maybe, I don't know, who knows. But yeah, the stock just skyrocketed. So, right now I'm going to get crushed by CONY because essentially what's going to happen is I'm going to have no capital gain, no capital loss. I will be flat on my capital, and I will have collected, what am I at, like 500 and something dollars in premiums. And so next week on Monday, actually not Monday's a holiday, on Tuesday, I'm going to be back to selling two puts and collecting premium. Where if the Coinbase stock price holds up, um, you know, CONY is going to be having a capital gain at the end of this month, compared to where we started the experiment last month at 23.46. So I'm going to lose this month. I kind of predicted I would lose this month. I had the deck a little bit stacked against me based on the shares that I owned and the strike price I owned them, or I thought I did, plus um, I made a couple boneheaded decisions that really, really cost me. So anyways, that's where we are. I appreciate you watching this. Again, this is not financial advice. I'll repeat what I say almost every week that, just the proof of how hard this is that I'm not a pro comes through and all the knuckleheaded mistakes I document. But you know what? I'm learning a lot, and I think I'm going to get better from these experiments, but it is so difficult to do this well on a stock that has implied volatility. At least last week, the other day when I looked at it, it was over 100%. So very difficult, but that's what drives the juicy premiums. So anyways, have a great day. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes. And if something crazy happens today in the Coinbase stock, I'll post another video tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. Thank you.